Great. Good morning, everybody, and welcome again to Liatris. Appreciate all of you taking time to join us. I want to start by introducing our featured speaker and sharing a little bit of background on how we first crossed paths. So 4 years ago, in July of 2021, a good friend of mine introduced me to a newly announced candidate for governor of Maryland, whom he had attended elementary school with. At the time, this candidate was running fifth in the primary polls. Meanwhile, here at Liatris, we had just one part-time scientist making samples in a garage. So the chances we would cross paths to cut the ribbon for a pilot manufacturing facility here in Maryland were quite small. However, even for my first 30-second conversation with this individual, his conviction to be innovative and relentless in pursuing the creation of economic opportunity stood out. Although entrepreneurship and politics are very different lines of work, I think our team here at Liatris shares a critical trait with our next speaker, which is beating those long odds. That is really what startups are all about. I advise an entrepreneurship class at Stanford on climate, where the professors show a video every year with Jensen Huang, the NVIDIA founder. In that video, he actually says if he had to found a company again, he wouldn't do it because it's a million times harder than he thought. So for my co-founder, Arthur Yang, and myself, Liatris was a little bit similar in the beginning. Investors did not want to invest in us unless we put the company in California. Landlords thought we were too small to lease lab space, and other technologists said our product targets were impossible to reach. Now that we have raised the funding, found the space, and made the highest performance prototypes in the industry at R10 per inch, 2 times the performance of foam insulation, we are ready to move on to our next challenge, scaling it up into mass production. That constant desire to push the envelope is what brings all of us here today. Our next speaker and his entire administration have understood from the beginning that economic breakthroughs require doing things which are different, hard, and make an impact. It's not just business as usual. For that reason, today marks a significant milestone not only for Liatris, but for the entire city, county, and state. We aren't just creating skilled, permanent jobs and doubling the size of a lab. We're producing the highest performance building insulation products in the world, which will improve the affordability, comfort, and safety of the buildings all of you live and work in, while starting to fulfill Maryland's vision of expanding into new strategic industries. We like to call this the Bethesda Project because we think it has a similar level of importance to the Manhattan Project when you think about it from a global energy efficiency and housing affordability standpoint. Throughout my career, I've worked with governments of all shapes and sizes globally, and there isn't a group right now anywhere we'd rather collaborate with on this journey. With that, I'd like to introduce a leader who is putting Maryland on the map as one of America's new hotbeds for energy and advanced manufacturing. I'd like to introduce the Honorable Wes Moore, Governor of the great state of Maryland.
Thank you, everybody, and good morning. This is another great day in our great state, and Frank, we just want to say thank you for your leadership, thank you for your vision, and thank you for your commitment to Maryland. We are so proud that Liatris is ours, making something that the entire globe is going to benefit from. While I appreciate. You're absolutely right. We had a chance to meet 4 years ago. You taking a bet on meeting me 4 years ago is not, was risky. Us taking a bet on you is not risky, because you have already, and you and your team have continued to show just what remarkable leadership and contribution looks like. And so to you and to your beautiful family, who I had a chance to meet earlier, congratulations and thank you. To Arthur as well, thank you so much. Going on this tour with you earlier was not just an education, but it really showed what imagination is and why we're all so excited to have you here. And I really am so thankful to be here with our partners in the work. Montgomery County is so blessed to have a delegation, and I wanted to personally acknowledge Delegate Spiegel, who, there he goes, sorry. And also Senator Kagan, both friends who we're just so grateful for. Our remarkable mayor, the mayor of Rockville, who is just one of the most dynamic leaders that I've had a chance to be around and work with, and to watch you work is a true joy. So thank you, Mayor Ashton, and then also our county executive. for continuing to push forward and saying that that we can go fast and we can go together and we don't have to choose between those things. And also our spectacular Secretary of Commerce, and I say he has not hit the ground walking or hit the ground running. He has hit the ground flying, and we are really grateful for your leadership. And it's great to be here today because this really does embody the kind of momentum that we're seeing now here in the state of Maryland, where this is a company. Liatris could be anywhere, and they could grow anywhere. And I know they are getting calls from all over the country to be able to continue to build, and they chose Maryland. They chose Maryland. They chose this to be the place that they would not just continue to grow and thrive, but a place that they knew that they would have the supports and the people, and knowing that 6.5 million people would be cheering for them and rooting them on, that Maryland is the best place in the world to change the world. And that we are thankful that they're a part of our story. That, at the start of this year, we rolled out a very clear economic agenda. And that economic agenda had 2 words at its heart: growth and diversification. And last week, we were in Germantown to celebrate the grand opening of a new defense research and manufacturing facility. That 2 weeks ago, we were in Baltimore City announcing a $50 million investment to support vacancy reduction and economic development. And today, we're here in Rockville, and to mark the next chapter in this work of economic growth and economic development. And when this company began, both Frank and Arthur were telling us that they were using lab space in a garage. This ain't a garage anymore. This is exciting. And they wanted to create building insulation, not just that was fire resistant and also eco-friendly, but also that performed better than anything else inside the market. And now they are putting that proof of concept into mass production, doubling its workforce and its commercial lab space in the process. Liatris is literally redefining what it means to build efficiently, to build affordably, and to build sustainably. And here, the work that they are doing is helping to shape the trajectory for how our homes and our offices and our community hubs will look like for decades to come. And we are proud of the partnership at all levels of government that got us to this incredibly exciting milestone. I want to also thank the representatives from the University of Maryland who have put money into this project because we see that it requires all of us to be involved. We are proud of the fact that for the state of Maryland, for our part, that we have contributed $800,000 to this new lab expansion. And that money was funded through our Build Our Future grant program, which was created through one of the very first bills that I introduced when I became the governor of Maryland. The Build Our Future program is designed to drive economic growth in high-tech industries of the future, because when you invest in innovation, you invest in growth. And you must be intentional about how you're spending your resources and what you're going to invest in. This $800,000 investment from the state is going to help to drive $20 million in economic activity in this community. And for those, I'll help with the math, that is a 25% return on investment. I don't know many things that are getting you that kind of return on investment. Intentionality, innovation, growth, diversification. How and where we choose to invest, it matters. It's why we've already delivered $7 million in Build Our Future grants to companies statewide, and these are the companies that are driving Maryland's economic growth right now. It's why I was proud to appoint Harry Coker to lead our Department of Commerce, and Secretary Coker is one of the foremost leaders in cyber technology in America. It's why we'll continue to move in partnership with leaders in the public and the private sector to drive and deliver results. Because when I came into office, I was very clear that Maryland was asset rich, but strategy poor. Now, we have a strategy, and it's working. That despite the headwinds that we have seen from Washington, D.C., that right now Maryland still has one of the lowest unemployment rates in the entire country, an unemployment rate right now at 3.3%, almost a full point lower than the national average. That at a time when we know Maryland has lost more federal jobs in the past 7 months than anywhere in the United States of America, we have still been able to create around 100,000 new jobs in Maryland in less than 3 years. And by the way, 72% of those jobs are coming from the private sector. I want to be clear. Our work is far from over. But at a time when we have a federal government that continues to attack our economy and our people, we cannot afford to let up. Growth and diversification will be our North Star. It's how we will build on the aspiration of the people who put us in these seats in the first place. And it's how we're going to create a state that is growing and thriving and lifts everyone up. It's how we're going to build a state that leaves no one behind. And with that, I am proud to bring up to the microphone my partner in the work and Maryland's spectacular Secretary of Commerce, Secretary Harry Coker.
Thank you, Governor. And on behalf of your partners at the Maryland Department of Commerce, congratulations to the Liatris team. This is a wonderful, wonderful project, which we were very pleased to be able to support with the governor-led Build Our Futures grants earlier this year. And these grants are intended not to support just a single business, but to support projects that will help move our economy and its critical infrastructures forward. Yes, Liatris is contributing to Maryland's goal of building a robust, equitable, and competitive economy. And that's why our team at the Department of Commerce was very impressed with Liatris's broader vision of what this project brings to Montgomery County, to Rockville, and to Maryland writ large. Not only were you looking past this initial prototype manufacturing facility, but to a planned mass production facility down the road. But you were looking at the surrounding community of Twin Brook. You're creating 15 new jobs with an average salary of more than $80,000 per year in an area where the per capita income is about $36,000 per year. On top of that, you anticipate creating more than 100 indirect and induced jobs with an overall economic impact of $20 million. Your vision aligns so well with the governor's vision and our focus on work, wages, and wealth. And on top of that, you want to change the impact of thermal insulation on the environment, creating a product that embodies less carbon and supports Maryland's push for net zero greenhouse gas emissions, all the while creating high-performance, low-cost insulation materials that could help bring down the cost of housing. Maryland's investment in this facility is far from an investment in a single company. It's an investment in a bolder, cleaner, more equitable, and more prosperous future. It's an investment in the Maryland that we all deserve to have and that we all deserve to live in. So thank you, Liatris. Congratulations again, and we wish you well in keeping up the great work. You are making us more proud and ever more grateful. And now, I'm pleased to introduce my friend, Montgomery County Executive Mark Elrich.
So this is really exciting, and we were here 3.5 years ago when you were just turning this place, Andy, into what would be an incubator for things. And I remember talking to somebody about this project, and I was just fascinated that somebody was working on insulation. And I really appreciate what you've put together, because the ability to get a wall's worth of insulation in 2 inches means a world of difference what you can do with construction. It's the difference between using a 2x4 stud instead of a 2x6 stud to get the same R value into a wall, which makes buildings lighter, which makes it less expensive to build with. And so it's a real thing. And as somebody who's actually built parts of 2 homes, I'm well familiar with insulation, and if I never meet insulation again in the rolled form, I'd be a very happy guy. And the foam stuff just doesn't cut it. So this work is really important. It's important for the local economy. It's important for the state economy. It sends a message, which we've been sending in Montgomery County. We are not just number 3 in life sciences, but we actually can, play in different ballparks, and light industrial and manufacturing is something that we're willing to play in as well. And so this helps people understand that Montgomery County is a place you can come to, whether you're in the sciences, whether it's science or life sciences or tech sciences, or whether you think you've got an idea, which obviously there's a bunch of scientists and PhDs in the room who came up with this thing, who can then turn this into a product that people are going to buy. I see an incredibly bright future for this product because of the value of the insulation, and the fireproof characters of the insulation are the kind of things that will be game-changing in the industry. And I'm very hopeful that you will quickly proceed to building out this lab and bring us back when you start rolling off the first sheets to go out for sale. That would be, kind of a benchmark moment for everybody. And I'm just so thrilled you guys chose us and to do this work here, and not just to start here and have the idea, but to say now we're going to take it to the next stage here in Maryland. And so I'm really happy to work with you, and I'm thrilled to be working with the governor and Secretary Coker. It is so good to have a governor who actually understands what's going on and what it means to partner with local jurisdictions. It makes our job easier here, and hopefully we make your job a little bit easier. It's great to be the center of life sciences, but at the end of the day, everything we do here benefits the state, and everything you do to make the state stronger helps us. So we kind of benefit in the reflection that each of us is able to create. So we're going to keep doing that work, and we're going to keep making sure that there's space for projects like this in Montgomery County and in Maryland. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I am Mayor Monique Ashton, and I am excited about insulation this morning. I just want to say that this project means so much because it captures, I think, a number of things that are key priorities: sustainability, economic growth, and jobs. And I want to also just speak to the company leadership team. I have previously worked with many SBIR, Small Business Innovation Research Programs at NIH. And I know what it takes to get that grant, to even get your idea through phase 1 and phase 2, the peer-reviewed process, and it's not easy. It's not easy to build what you've built. You had a dream, you stepped out on faith, and you got it done, and here you are. But I also want to speak to the fact that the role that government plays interfacing with economic development and growth. We need federal investment. We know that is not necessarily what we're seeing happening right now. And it's so important. Innovation happens because there are early investments and there's risk to be taken. And I want to just speak to all the good workers at the SBIR program and NIH, because without those kind of programs, we don't know how many good ideas will be sitting on a shelf. And we're so glad that yours is here today. I also want to speak to the work of the governor in terms of economic development. I've heard him talk more about what was happening in other states and what is possible here. We have the best state for economic growth, period. And it takes work. And I've seen you work. And we need to grow from single-digit economic growth to double-digit. And it's projects like this, believing in the values of economic development and environment interplaying together and seeing what's possible. That's what this company is going to be doing. And we're all going to be better for it. We know from this past weekend that we have a climate problem. Flooding. We may not have hurricanes the way others have them, but we have flooding. We have water main breaks. That costs millions of dollars, and it affects many lives. But the work that Liatris is doing is going to help us address sustainability and climate change. It's going to help make homes safer. It's going to help save businesses and people money because they're not losing energy released through bad insulation. And so this project is exciting for so many reasons because it's going to help us support so many goals. We know your journey. We know it's not through. Your story's still being written. And we have a village here. You have the federal support, you have the state support, and I want to also recognize that we have the best D17 delegation. We are your village. And we don't just come here for the openings. We want to see you on your journey. And so you have our commitment from the state, the county, and municipality to make sure that your dreams become true, because we need them to. We need better building materials. Greenhouse gases come from, the biggest contributors are from buildings and transportation. And so you're helping us to solve a huge piece of the puzzle. And it is an honor to welcome you here into the Rockville region. We have more than 120 tech companies, and we will continue to grow until we double that number, because we know that this region was at the beginning of the mapping of the human genome. And now we have personalized medicines that are being developed on that. Imagine what we're going to be doing in terms of climate. We're excited, and we're ready to support you. Thank you. I won't read this, but we'll leave this with you.
Great, thank you.
I'm Cheryl Kagan, very proud to be the senator for Rockville and Gaithersburg. I want to acknowledge, as the governor did, that Delegate Ryan Spiegel is here. Delegate Julie Polakovich-Carr and Delegate Joe Vogel send their best wishes, and we are all so thrilled and delighted. So when I did some quick research on Liatris, not just the company, but I learned that it's a beautiful purple flower, which I didn't know. And so Liatris is blooming. And it is not going to be called the Bethesda Project, Frank. We need to call it the Rockville Project. Let's just be clear here. Or maybe the Montgomery Project or the Maryland Project, but I'm going to be a little parochial here. But this is so exciting. And this company is about innovation, commitment, creativity, problem solving. It's about being clean and green and making a difference for us in this community, but as the governor said, for the world, for the country and for the world. We've got to address our climate crisis. And regardless of what they say at 1600 Pennsylvania, we have a crisis. And this company, baked in Rockville, is going to be part of that solution. And so we are thrilled. We are looking forward to continuing to partner. And I just want to mention folks that haven't yet been mentioned, including the Rockville Chamber, Margie Graff, the CEO, and I'm delighted to bring up next Andy Chod, the co-president of Minkoff Development, who is not just the landlord here and a supportive partner, but also the a board member of the Montgomery County Economic Development Corporation that sees opportunities and then sees them and then seizes on them to bring success. So congratulations to you all. It is great to have the governor here and Secretary Coker, because there's a lot to celebrate today. So thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Senator Kagan. As she mentioned, I'm wearing a couple of hats here today, not only as co-president of Minkoff Development, a co-owner with Glenline Investments, who is the technical owner of the opportunity we have here, our partner Singerman. None of that would have been possible without their support for this project, so we thank you there. As a board member of Montgomery County Economic Development, I just want to acknowledge the hard work that our staff has done with the MOVE grant program in helping to Liatris grow. You started with us here in this building 4 years ago. It's great to move you into this new suite. I know we have some work still to do for you in bringing in the walk-in fume hood. You're doing some amazing work. Together we can do all of this. It takes partners at every level, so the companies, the state, the county, the local municipalities. So as a 53-year-old business in Montgomery County, we're appreciative of all the partnership, and we look forward to the next great thing to come. Thank you.
Okay, I just wanted to give a big thanks again to Andy and all of our other speakers. And so before I go into just some quick closing remarks, a couple logistical details. So I know there's some people watching in the boardroom. We're going to have the governor come out before he leaves to try to greet all of you. Appreciate everybody's support here today. And then during the networking part, we're going to be giving tours to the general public as well. So to wrap up, I just want to say, in addition to the governor, Comptroller Brooke Learman, another longtime champion of clean energy who could not be here today, Secretary Coker, County Executive Elric, Mayor Ashton, Senator Kagan, and all the other devoted public servants who have made our work possible. I also want to thank a few other groups and individuals. First of all, the University of Maryland, who the governor mentioned, their MIPS program for research and development, the Maryland Clean Energy Center, and its MEIA Accelerator program, and Bethesda Green. So these organizations were all there to provide some form of grant funding and incubation facilities for us when this company hadn't raised a dollar, and we're very grateful for that. I also want to thank the U.S. Department of Energy, the National Science Foundation, and various other investors, research partners, and vendors who have helped us grow our business through financing and other forms of in-kind support. I think in particular, Andy, Scott Noodleman, and Derek Grego, and others at Minkoff and Twinline, as well as Peter Roseanne and Megan Williams from Cushman and Wakefield. They were all pivotal in helping us secure the first phase of this facility in 2022. And last but not least, all of our devoted and passionate team members, as well as their family members and friends who create the community and support system that allows them to come to work energized every day. We talked a lot about the local presence in Rockville throughout this, and probably over half of our employees live within walking distance of the facility, near the metro, near other great restaurants, shops, and other things. And we're only 8 miles from Washington, D.C., and it's really the best place in the world, I think, to have a lab. And, as I alluded to at the beginning, and I just want to, reemphasize, Liatris was built around a vision of affordability, comfort, and safety. It was our unwavering view that no matter how hard the building products of tomorrow actually had to address all three. So if you think about the U.S., we're in a 3 million unit housing shortage, and there have been hundreds of billions of dollars of property damage this year alone from wildfires. So advanced building construction really has become one of the biggest societal challenges of our generation. And I want to borrow a phrase from the moon landing. I think today is just one small step for Liatris. We still have a lot of work to do in front of us. But it's a potentially giant leap for the people of Maryland and Montgomery County in opening its doors to key strategic industries. And we certainly, as the speakers expressed, we hope there will be more days like this, both for us and other companies. And once again, wanted to just share our appreciation and gratitude for everybody coming today. I hope you enjoy the rest of the program. Thank you. We are ready to cut the ribbon, yeah.
Okay. If I could get everybody standing in front here, because we can move this because it's all. We're gonna do these after, okay? Hold that. Yes. I think you should be here.
Lopsided. If we put some more on this side's light, that side's very heavy. I gotta get in there. Okay, let's see what we got here. And do a test shot real quick. Has everybody look in there? No, not yet. Sorry guys, I gotta do let's trying to get some adjustments here. I'm sorry, I apologize for the delay here. This is not normal. We got something going on here.
Joe, you're not normal.
There you
It's
go.
all good.
Yeah, nothing normal. I know. I got that. There we go. And let's do it. Test your toe. I want to make sure I've got everybody in the shot. And I do have everybody in the shot. Actually, can we slide this camera back just a smidge? Yeah, it's not going to help because I'm trying to get everybody wide. And we're going to get this camera's going to be in the shot.
Can you slide this way, sir?
Everybody's gotta go sideways.
Ryan,
Let's go sideways.
Yeah, that's an option too. Turn towards the center. Turn towards the center. Turn towards the center and come in closer. Turn towards the center, come in closer. That's great. That's helpful. That's very helpful. Thank you very much. And let's see how that's looking. You guys are looking absolutely fabulous. And what I want you to do, look at this camera over here on the right. Look at this camera. It doesn't matter. That's it. Okay, the camera right here. Now, holding the scissors right where they are. Now we'll go ahead and put the scissors up to the ribbon, but we don't want to cut. All right? And we go 3, 2, cut. On cut, we actually cut the ribbon, okay? Check in 3, 2, cut. Thank you very much.
Thank you again. Thank you so much. Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Yeah, good.